all regional ministers, deputy, Minister for Food and Agriculture, Minister of Local Government, Rural Development, Minister for Fisheries and Aquaculture Development, Minister for Business Development, Minister of Defense, Minister of Interior, Ministers of State, Deputy Ministers of State, Tamale Metropolitan Chief Executive, and Sanergo Municipal Chief Executive, the Chief Executive Officer of the Cocoa Board, Managing Director of the Agricultural Development Board, the Chairman, National Farmers and Fishermen Award Winners Association of Ghana, traditional rulers, farmers and fisher folk, award winners, citizens of Tamale, fellow Ghanaians, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to be here this afternoon and to be in the presence of the men and women whose toil on a daily basis feeds us, keeps us alive, and plays an important role towards the development of our country. Without the work of our farmers and fisher folk, it is certain that we cannot realize the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 2, which requires that we seek sustainable solutions to end hunger and in all its forms by 2030, achieve food security, and improve nutrition. With the majority of the Ghanaian people involved in agriculture, a day set aside to celebrate their achievements is well deserved. And let me reassure our farmers and fisher folk of government's continued support and solidarity with them. Today is also about the policymakers and implementers, businessmen along the agricultural value chain, research institutions, and other key actors in the agricultural sector. Building synergies through the effective collaboration of these stakeholders is essential if we are to succeed in achieving the nation's goals in the agricultural sector. Ladies and gentlemen, the theme for this year's celebration, agriculture, moving Ghana beyond aid, imposes a duty on all of us to help ensure that the self-reliance we seek in all aspects of our national life encompasses agriculture. This means that we have to take bold decisions underpinned by strong political will to move away from practice of business as usual to innovative and results-driven approach of doing things in the sector. It requires a paradigm shift from production-based to business-orientated agriculture, which promotes value chain development and entrepreneurship. The agenda of transforming agriculture calls for investing our resources in critical areas of the sector with a view to stimulating growth on a sustainable basis. Government is doing everything possible to put agriculture on the path of transformation. Since assuming office, we have left no one in doubt about the importance of agriculture as one of the cogs for accelerating economic growth. It is important to put on record that Ghana's agriculture was in a state of decline when I became President of the Republic. Prior to 2017, the performance of the sector had been erratic, recording a growth rate of 0.8% in 2011, one of the lowest in modern times. It improved, albeit slightly, to 3.1% in 2016, and that told no better story. This growth pattern was a reflection of a lack of prioritization and support for the agricultural sector by the previous government. Their neglect of agriculture found expression in low farm yields, high post-harvest losses, low level of mechanization, poorly motivated and low numbers of extension officers, largely unavailable marketing infrastructure, weak linkages to other sectors, and a general lack of access to agricultural financing. Having effectively diagnosed the problems of the sector, the current government took the decision to tackle comprehensively the issues confronting the sector and work towards harnessing effectively its potential. The launch of the program for Planting for Food and Jobs, PFJ, in April 2017, strongly signaled government's determination to reverse the flagging fortunes of agriculture. Consequently, Planting for Food and Jobs focused on improving the yields of farmers, guaranteeing access to markets, reducing post-harvest losses, and enhancing the availability of extension services. Nearly 2 years into its implementation, I can confidently report that very positive results have been achieved. In particular, the distribution of farm inputs to farmers, a major component of the program, has worked very well. The provision of improved seeds and subsidized fertilizer has largely accounted for high farm yields and impressive growth of the agricultural sector of 8.4% at the end of 2017, the first pilot year of the PFJ. Chairperson, for 2018, the projections are looking even much better, with higher anticipated levels of success, given the intervention and expansion made in the program. This year, 577,000 farmers have been enrolled onto the PMFJ program, an increase of 77,000 more farmers over the target figure of 500,000 in 2018. Of this number, a total of 278,000 farmers have been captured through a biometric registration exercise aimed at developing a reliable farmer database in the country. Towards ensuring self-sufficiency in food production, government has undertaken the following initiatives. 1. Advanced arrangement put in place to import farm machinery worth $216 million United States dollars in 2019. The machinery and equipment will be used to revive the 168 existing agricultural mechanization service centers across the country and to establish new ones. The machinery will be used for land preparation, planting, harvesting, and primary processing of produce. 2. Construction of 80 new warehouses across the country, each with a capacity of 1,000 metric tons. In addition to these, 5 existing warehouses have been rehabilitated. An additional 30 warehouses will be constructed in 2019 to increase storage space for anticipated high yields from the PFJ intervention. These facilities will be equipped with seed cleaners, dryers, and weighing scales to help address the problem of post-harvest losses. 3, construction and rehabilitation of various dams and dugouts to increase crop production and ensure all year round farming. So far in 2018, 83 hectares of land have been made available for irrigation. Additional dams will be constructed in 2019 to support the One Village, One Dam program. It is projected that 100 hectares of land will be put under irrigation through surface water abstraction with solar water pumps. A total of 200 boreholes mounted with solar pumps will also be drilled throughout the country to harness groundwater. 4, significant improvement to markets with the licensing of over 1,000 buying companies, LBCs, by the National Buffer Stock Company, NAFCO. The LBCs serve as off-takers of farm produce at the farm gate to guarantee market and incomes for farmers. A total of 52,000 metric tons of foodstuff, such as rice, millet, groundnut, and cowpea, have so far been supplied by NAFCO to schools under the free senior high school program. 5, forfeiting government's share of the FOB price as part of efforts to protect cocoa farmers from world market shocks. The producer price of cocoa was retained at 7,600 Ghana cedis per ton in the 2017-2018 crop year, in spite of the drastic fall in world market prices. Additionally, 945 casual staff were also engaged in the cocoa sector through the implementation of various programs such as replanting, mass spraying, fertilizer application, hand pollination, mass pruning, and cocoa farm irrigation. 6, introduction this year of the Planting for Export and Rural Development, PERD, as a model under the PFJ. The objective is to develop 6 tree crops, i.e. coconut, cashew, coffee, rubber, mango, and oil palm, as a means of diversifying production and export from the monocrop cocoa. MMDAs have been charged and have indeed produced millions of seedlings based on targets for the 6 selected crops under the program. These seedlings will be distributed free of charge to farmers during 2018-2019. 7, introduction of the Rearing for Food and Jobs as another module of PFJ in 2019. The objective is to promote the production of selected livestock, namely poultry, cattle, sheep, goats, and pigs. 8, recruitment of 2,700 agric extension officers and some 8,000 graduates for the Feed Ghana module of the NAPCO program. 9, introduction of 3 greenhouse villages to offer opportunities for the youth to be trained in intensive vegetable cultivation using modern technology. So far, 143 graduates have been trained, with 50 of them currently undergoing an 11-month hands-on training exercise in Israel. 10, supply of 216 pickup vehicles and 3,000 motorbikes to extension officers and district directors of agriculture. 11, rehabilitation of the Ejura College of Agriculture and a review of the college curriculum to improve extension delivery under a technical education development program for the modernization of Ghana's agriculture. 12. Construction of feeder roads to feed food-producing areas based on consultations between the Minister for Roads and Highways and Minister for Agriculture. This is a strategy to ensure easy access to food-producing areas in the country and to ensure adequate returns on investment. 13. Upgrading of inspection facility at the Kotoka International Airport and other exit points to facilitate inspection procedures in relation to horticultural export commodities. This is to ensure quality and compliance with standards on the international market to boost Ghana's export of vegetables. Chairperson, the list is by no means exhaustive, as other interventions will surely come on stream in 2019, as presented by the Minister for Finance in the recent budget statement. The positive results so far in the agriculture sector shows that we are on course towards realizing the vision of agriculture, helping Ghana to move to a situation beyond aid. 14. Implementation of the Aquaculture for Food and Jobs, AFJ, program in 2019 to complement the ongoing Planting for Food and Jobs initiative. Additionally, 3 public hatcheries at Ashiama, Kono Udumasi, and Via were rehabilitated to increase fingerling production to meet the demand of fish farmers. And 15, the construction of 10 coastal fishing harbors and landing sites. The 10 sites are Teshi, Axim, Discove, Elmina, Winneba, Mumford, Senyabreku, Feta Gumwa, Mori, and Kita. Chairperson, as much as we are on course, we recognize that we are by no means out of the woods yet. Our strategy of linking agriculture to industry under the One District, One Factory program, value chain development and diversification, improving agricultural infrastructure and mechanization, amongst others, will be aggressively pursued in 2019. Ours is a government of farmers and fisherfolk. We will continue to prove this by deeds and not by mere rhetoric. Evidence abounds for all to see that the agricultural sector is receiving unprecedented support through massive investment aimed at transforming and modernizing the sector. I invite all partners to continue to work closely with government to ensure that the potential of the agricultural sector is fully maximized for the benefit of the people of this country. We will continue to work hard to ensure agriculture regains its pride of place in the country, and our farmers and fisherfolk are treated with the dignity and respect they deserve. Now, Chairperson, to a very important announcement, which will equally be of much interest to our farmers and fisherfolk. This year, government has added to the National Awards Package for Farmers and Fisherfolk a total of 24 scholarships for the wards of farmers and fisherfolk. The scholarships are for local tertiary programs ranging from first degree to PhD in any agricultural subject of their choice. This gesture is a further testimony of government's commitment to making agriculture attractive to all, especially the youth. I want to end by thanking and congratulating the farmers of Ghana for their great response to government's program for planting for food and jobs, which has enabled our country not only to experience a bumper harvest this year, but also for the first time in a long while to export food to our neighbors. I appeal to them to give even greater support to our policies in agriculture as they unfold. And I congratulate warmly this year's award winners. In conclusion, Chairperson, it is often said that, quote, if you can read, thank a teacher, unquote. Should we not then have the farmer and fisher folks version? Quote, if you have eaten today, thank a farmer and a fisherman, unquote. May God bless our farmers and fisher folk, and may God bless us all in our homeland, Ghana, and make her great and strong. I thank you for your attention.